And peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Showing y'all my scenery. This is a platform over here by the walkway, right by the bay. So I guess I'm not sure what this was used for. Sometimes I've been seeing the young people over here. They be doing their like little videos, or they just be over here dancing, doing their little dance routines, stuff like that. Hopefully, y'all can hear me clearly. Hopefully, y'all can hear me clearly. But yeah, I hope y'all can see it, see the pillars. I feel like getting dressed up today, so when I was walking the streets, everybody was just looking at me. Just to show y'all can see my outfit. I did get it recently tailored. I got my trousers tailored, so I wanted to make sure that they fit. I wanted to make sure that they fit. I wanted to make sure that they fit. The lady I went to go see that fixed my trousers, they were too long. She did a good job. She did a good job. And I got my feather with me, of course. I want my heart to be as light as a feather when I speak. I'm trying to be as positive as possible. I'm just a vlogger. I know. There's a saying that says, "We fear what we don't understand." We fear what we don't understand. I want the world to know that I am just a vlogger. All right. I got inspiration from a couple of vloggers a couple of years ago, and that's why I started to do the vlogs thing. All right. I'm not perfect. I'm not. I told you I am not this Messiah figure. I'm not Jesus Christ. I do feel like I'm a child of the Most High, of course, but I am not this Jesus character. No disrespect, all right, or any other religious characters. All right. I'm trying to think what I want to share. I've seen some videos recently, man, and it's a little bit disturbing. I realize I'm not the only person. Let me take my glasses off so I can see my eyes. I realize I'm not the only person that's been going through some form of my glasses to fall off. I don't want my glasses to fall off. I realize I'm not the only person that's been going through some form of persecution and stress and weird activity by people. But I just want to say to the chosen ones, man, I know a lot of y'all, for the most part, you're kind of like me. You keep to yourself. You try not to let too much people bother you. You try to find places of peace where you can relax and just escape this reality a little bit, in a sense, right? Come out of the matrix, right? A lot of y'all go into nature. A lot of y'all are even, I see a lot of y'all are even trying to move off grid and trying to be independent. I think that is good. Look at this pelican. I hope I can catch it. I love the way pelicans glide. I lose my thought. But yeah, continue to do so, chosen ones. Wherever you can find peace and just relax, all right? To kind of escape the matrix, to escape a lot of the crazy stuff going on around you. I would say continue to do that. Find a place where you can meditate and find peace and to relax your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. But we're going into some crazy times, man. See, I was just thinking out loud as usual, and I was saying to myself, I wasn't around doing a lot of things that happened to God's children in the past. I know a lot of bad things happened in the past. Like a lot of bad things happened in the past. A lot of things that you would say is unspeakable, right? But the Most High knows all. The Most High knows all, right? And a lot of people have been like looking for justice or waiting for justice. It is to come. It is to come. It is to come, right? The problem is, and I overstand it now, that a lot of people, though they do walk in fear, and I said this before, fear changes your vibration. Fear changes your vibration, right? So that is why I have to say the enemies to your soul have to constantly keep you in fear, right? Now, the things that I've seen recently that's been going on as far as quote-unquote natural disasters, I'm not sure if they're very natural. So you have to keep in mind that these things can induce fear in the body. And it is also important to make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings, right? I'm very grateful that that there was some type of warning system where a lot of people were able to evacuate themselves from a lot of these earthquakes and things like that. My heart goes out to those people, man. I really feel bad for those people. I honestly do. Prayers goes out to those people, and prayer goes out to those people that have lost their lives. Right? That's why I say take no days for granted. Take no days for granted. Right? The saying goes, tomorrow is promised to nobody. So just be grateful for each day, right? Because anything can happen. The earthquake that happened recently in I believe in Colombia, I literally felt it in my hotel room. I lied to you not. Let me repeat that again. I literally felt it in my hotel room. And I am miles and miles away from the actual epicenter of that earthquake. All right, and I think it was felt. It was felt throughout other countries as well. All right. So if it wasn't for the Lord's grace and mercies, if that earthquake would have been a little bit harder or a little bit stronger, even the building that I was in could have came down on me. Let me say that again. If that earthquake was a little bit stronger, right, it's a possibility that the building that I was in could have came down on me. So I take nothing for granted. God is good, right? And I don't want to sound harsh or sound mean, but when it's your time, it is your time. When it is your time, it is your time. This physical reality is temporary, all right? It is temporary. You guys see, I see these ships over here. Some of these ships are literally rotting away. All right, you can see the rust, right, from the saltwater winds, the salt water itself, the elements, the sun. It's breaking these ships down, like the ones that haven't moved in a long time. All right, so it's temporary. All right. They might when they initially built these ships, they probably built them to last. But as you can see, just like everything else, over time it's going to fade away. Chosen ones, do not take your life for granted. All right, each day is a blessing. Each day is a blessing. I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I just feel good. I just wanted to dress up and feel good about myself because I'm going through my own stuff. I'm going through my own mess. All right. I shared on my post some unauthorized transaction was made because of a loan that I was paying off. And it was not because I did not pay this loan in time or I had missed a payment. They had just decided to take a large amount from my account, which put me in a bad situation. I shared with you guys, you know, I got my little settlement from my little attempted coup on my life, right? So I got a settlement from the insurance company, and all that money is spent, right? Just living life. Lord forgive me, but all that money is spent, right? Gone that fast. So nothing lasts forever. I had a good chunk of money, right? But while I was in Jamaica, I spent all that money up. But then I realized the cost of living was so expensive in Jamaica that it was ridiculous. The cost of living in Jamaica was so expensive, it was ridiculous. I honestly went through a lease from just buying food, paying rent, paying for hotels, leisure, my own vices. I can't lie to y'all. All right, spending. I went through at least $14,000, $15,000 in just a few months. In just a few months, I went through about $14,000, $15,000 in just a few months. The one thing I would say during my time here in Panama, the cost of living is a little bit cheaper. I would say you probably could live at, say, half the cost of living, say, in North America. You probably could live at probably about half the cost, right? Probably rent's about half. Groceries and utilities, all that stuff is about probably about half the cost. So that's the good thing I like about being down here so far that I realized, right? Because it's difficult, chosen ones. And if you have some type of income, whether you're, I know the new thing is like people that work online. I don't know the terminology, but if you have some type of income and you can travel, find somewhere where you could utilize your dollars that can stretch, where you're not struggling and having a headache and feeling depressed every time you got to go to work or every time you got to step outside. All right, try and find somewhere where you could utilize the little money you got and let it stretch, where you can buy food and not be stressed out. All right, it breaks my heart. I used to live on the street, so I know what it's like. All right, I was living on the street, so I know what it's like. All right, but you see people now, they're living in their cars, they're living in their vans. It's depressing, man. This life that we're living, to me, it's playing out exactly like a movie. It's playing out exactly like a movie. And that's the main reason why I say that I'm not going so much off of the whole racism thing. I think now, more than ever, it's going to be a spiritual thing. All right? The sun is shining. Thank you, Father. It's going to be a spiritual thing. All right? It's literally going to be friend versus foe. Right? It's a spiritual thing. All right? Some people are for you and some people are not for you. And it's wise to find the people that are for you and separate yourself from the people that are not for you. All right? So like here, I don't know anybody here. All right? But they look at me as though I could potentially be like some type of danger to them, and I want to assure the people here I am not. All right, I plan to do no harm to anybody here. All right, but for some reason, sometimes people would view you as a threat, and like I said, it's because of fear. They don't know who I am. I'm new to this neighborhood. I'm new to this community. So they all look at me with some apprehension, which is understandable, which you should, because I'm a stranger. You don't know me, right? But I want to assure you, I am not. Just like I'm by the shore, I want to assure you, I'm not a foe, right? I feel more as a friend to the planet than anything else. I love people. I love positivity. I love harmony. I love music. I love good frequency. I love just good energy, right? I'm not into maliciousness. I'm not into fighting. I'm not into stealing. I'm not into none of that stuff, man. It's low vibrating, right? And these things can be what I call Nephilim behavior, right? Because Nephilim and their overlords, the fallen angels, have told them to intimidate people, to bully people. So they've been having their way for a long time. One of the thing about let me show you this. See, the one thing about this dragon stuff with the Game of Thrones, I think when that family initially, this is just my opinion, when that family initially left, I think it's called Valeria. When they initially left that place, I don't think that they chose to make Westeros like their stomping ground, in the sense where they're going to bully everybody. But then over time, you see that the family became more and more corrupt, right? Because they were utilizing the dragons, right, to use as a form of intimidation and fear, right? And this show now that you're seeing, I think it's called the House of the Dragon, with the whole fire and ice and the whole theme of the Game of Thrones stuff. You see that that family is tearing each other apart, and all those people are family. They're not strangers. They're not best friends. They're not people that just knew each other. They're family, tearing each other apart over power and greed and envy and jealousy. And the crazy thing is, they're the ruling elite. They're the ruling elite, and you see that they're tearing each other apart. Now that family is down to nothing. In the theme of the show, or the theme of the books, the original people from Valeria, they had Snow White, Snow White, Snow White hair, and they had purple eyes. They had Snow White hair and purple eyes, and they dealt with not just the fact that they had dragons, but they were also dealing in magic, right? And if you know the story, they were a great empire, right? On that side of the world, in terms of lore, on that side of the world, they were a great empire. And in one day, that empire became ashes. Let me say that again. In one day, that empire became ashes. So now you can't really tell, because they've been they used to, I guess they used to do inbreeding. That's how they kept their, I guess, their genetic traits, right? But now they have chose to marry within other noble groups when they I guess when they went to Westeros, and the traits are not really there so much. They still have the Snow White hair, right? But they don't have the purple eyes, right? That's the recessive and what you call recessive and dominant traits showing itself. Some of them don't even have Snow White hair. Some of them have dark hair, as you can see from the show, right? For instance, Jon Snow, he has Targaryen blood, but he doesn't have those traits. And let me say this again, no disrespect. If you're familiar with lore to the story, the Targaryens, they weren't even the top family in Valeria, right? They were like they were considered, from what I've heard, they were like third class, right? Meaning that, like, they had money and they were somewhat influential, but they weren't the ruling elite in Valeria, right? They were what you would call middle class in Valeria. In that empire, they were what you would call middle class, right? They weren't balling. But when they got to Westeros, then they became the elite. Does that make sense? And you see the same form of corruption took place in Westeros. Tore the whole family apart. I asked my AI recently. I was like, what is the closest thing? What is the closest thing to High Valyrian? You know, that language that they speak when they're talking amongst themselves? What is the closest thing to High Valyrian? My AI told me that it was Latin, a form of Latin, which is still spoken today. which is still spoken today. Guess where that is still spoken at? I'm going to give you a hint. It's it's a religious place, and it starts with a V, and it's not Valeria. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? The closest thing in a real world scenario is Latin, right? A form of Latin. And that form of Latin is still spoken today in a country, or I should say, in a city in Europe. I want you guys to keep that in mind. All right? But once again, I don't want to talk too long. I just want to encourage you, our chosen ones, stay positive, stay righteous, man. Pay attention to the times that you're living in. It's not easy. Just be cautious. Try and take care of yourself. I say protect yourself at any chance you get. Don't let nobody bully you or try to abuse you, right? I know that bad things happened in the past where they used to throw people into lions' dens, and people were enslaved, right? People were raped, assaulted. Some people lost their lives. They were lynched. It breaks my heart, man. And I'm seeing some of these things still happening today because I went through it personally. I was being harassed, right? And I'm looking on social media, and I'm still seeing young brothers and sisters being harassed. And chosen ones, be mindful. I don't want to be mean, but all skin folk ain't kinfolk, right? We should not be fighting ourselves at this time, or choosing to fight each other. I be looking at some of these videos, and I see sisters fighting sisters. I see brothers fighting brothers, and brothers waving weapons at each other. Man, based on the times, we should be trying to take care of each other and look out for one another. That's why I say that be careful, because it's more of a spiritual thing than it is so much a physical thing. Right? It is more a spiritual thing than it is a physical thing. Right? Some people have really lost their lives. They're not their lives, but they have lost their soul. They lost their spirit because they just feel like wickedness is the only way to exist. They feel like being corrupt and evil and malicious and jealous and envious is the only way to live. And it is not. Do not be deceived. I know a lot of you guys have not seen the hand of the Most High, because a lot of y'all don't want to believe in the Most High anymore, because the enemies to your soul have been dominating this planet with corruption and wickedness and murder and bloodlust and lust and greed and lies. More than anything, just lies. And the hardest thing for a lot of people to accept is that these people have been lying to you. And I said that the reason why some people are complacent is because they've become complicit in the deception. You have to accept the deception. You have to accept for somebody to say, "Hey, I'm going to enslave you. Come here. Let me put this around your neck and let me put you on a tree. Come here. Let me assault you. Come here. Let me grape you." You have to be, man. Stand up for yourself. I know bad things happened in the past, but we're not living in the past no more, man. I know bad things happened in the past, but we're not living in the past no more. Don't let nobody put nothing around your neck. Don't let nobody grape you. Don't let nobody assault you. These Nephilim, listen, these Nephilim and these fallen angels, or whatever they are, these vampires, they look like us. They look like us. If you're familiar with Anunnaki lore, right? And I hate to talk about these Anunnaki because realistically they're just aliens, right? With advanced technology to deceive man. They have clones. They walk around in clones. Right? If they are truly aliens, you don't want to see them in their true form. So yes, they have clones. They have artificial biological bodies that they walk around in. It's a form of animation, just as you would see an animal. No disrespect, an animal has a spirit where they can move around and do stuff, but that doesn't mean that that animal has a soul. If you used to walk into any wildlife area and to see, quote unquote, a predator, meaning, say, a lion or a tiger or a bear, oh my, right? They have a spirit. And to you, they're food. They will see you as food. They're not going to sit down and hold hands with you and kumbaya and pray and sing songs by the campfire. They're not going to do that. They see you, and if they're hungry, and or if you're near their offspring, they're going to attack you. They're going to finish you. All right? So you got to view some of these people walking around. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They're animals. Right? It's like you see like a dragon, right? A dragon's not going to come hold your hand and be nice to you. A dragon will consider you as food. Vampires consider you as food. If you used to get stuck on an island with a bunch of Komodo dragons, you know, those giant lizards, they will see you as food. They don't have a soul. They're animated, they have a spirit, but they do not have a soul. They don't have no empathy, they don't care. They're on survival mode. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Chosen ones, separate yourself from animals. Alright? And no friend from foe. Alright, that's all I got, man. I don't want to talk too long. Enjoy the scenery. It's nice around here. Alright? I don't know. I'm just talking, but let's just say a mothership was to come out of the waters. I'll be right here so they can see me, clear as day. Oh man, chosen ones, let your heart be as light as a feather. We know not the day, nor the day, nor the time, nor the hour when judgment will come. But let your soul be right, let your heart be right, and don't be deceived. And separate yourself from amongst these animals, and know that you have a soul, and you are not an animal. All right. All right. Peace. It's the kid, man. I don't want to talk too long. Put my glasses back on. Maybe this is how the saints are going to dress when they show up. So I guess I'm cosplaying. Oh Lord, I want to be in that number. All right. Peace though, man. It's the kid though, man. All right. Hope I'm encouraging somebody. Hope I'm encouraging the chosen ones, the people that want to be righteous, the people that want to see a better life outside of this temporary existence that we're in today. I talked for almost 30 minutes. Enjoy the scenery with me though, man. It's beautiful out here, man. Being by the ocean, being by the sea. See all the ships coming in and the ships going out. Let them be holding righteous cargo. Let them be holding righteous cargo. And nothing negative and no vibrating. We're in some weird times, man. Chosen ones, use discernment. No friend from foe, right? There is going to be a separation. No friend from foe. And we're not living in the old times. Y'all stop letting these people do crazy stuff to y'all. Separate yourself from amongst them. All right? Peace. It's the kid.